I traveled to the rural area to find out how people live in there, and this video will give you a clue.
My name is Modlamin Fofana, the Community Development Assistant in Kerawan Ward. We are about to go to the communities. This is where I am staying, as you can see. A boy born and brought up in Combo, and look at the environment where I am right now, But like I said, who feels it knows it. Working with the communities, you have to stay where they are staying, and also you have to live among them so that you can have a better understanding concerning about how they are living in their communities. And this is what we are trying to do. That's why today we invited Nice Gambia. As a community development assistant, my job is helping these VDCs, these villagers, constructing their VDCs, make sure they are formed and based on the local government act, and they are trained, coaching and mentoring, doing that daily or weekly to make sure they can perform their duties very, very well. Working for the department, we know that government cannot do everything. I'm working for the Department of Community Development, but government cannot do everything. So we have to do our best to improvise, look for ways that we can help these rural Gambians. So I don't need to stay in Combo to be helping them, but as a community development assistant, you are posted in communities and in a ward responsible for the whole ward that you need to take care of. So by doing that, you have to live among them. So right now we are trying to go to the communities and see how they are living and what are some of the things they really want, and knowing their problems I already know, but it's also very important to hear from them. So that's why today we are making a trek, going to the communities, visiting them, to sit down with their VDCs and their alcalos to hear from them. And we can also really know what are their real problems. And hearing from the horse's mouth, I think that will help everybody to justify the reality. So that's my motorcycle. And this is what we use as to ease the mobility within the ward. Responsibility of 22 ward is not an easy job. Providing a bite by the department, it will also ease the movement. We will try to have a focus group discussions with them. Let them, state some of their achievements that they have done for themselves as a community, and also some of the challenges they are facing. Although there are some achievements, but nonetheless, not without standing, there are also problems that are also in need that need to be addressed. So this is our daily routine, and we would like the whole world can see what is really happening. Today we are at S-Babu, Budi, a native community, a very baby-friendly community within the ward. I'm here with the councillor, so I would like him to introduce himself too. Yes, councillor.
Assalamu alaikum viewers. My name is Honorable Kebaki Sanda, the councillor of Kerawan Ward. We are here in a friendly baby village like Budi. We are here to meet them, the community, to know their concerns concerned about their livelihood. Budi is a village in my ward, in Kerawan Ward, distant from the highway, almost about 10 kilometers off the road. So coming to Budi, the road network is very bad. Sometimes they have patients, pregnant women going to hospitals. It's a challenge for them, those people, to reach at the hospital. There's no mobility in the village to transport pregnant women to the hospital. So those are big challenges for the village. Secondly, water. When there's life, there must be water. So the village, they have a big constraints on water supply, because they have a native village around them. There's people who are supplied the water, but not enough. Because the villagers, there are people who use their power, their resources to buy pipe, to connect to their native villages, to have inadequate. The water they have in the inadequate is not much like that. So it's a challenge. Secondly, their village garden, their women garden, also is a challenge for them. They have fencing, they have a donor who fence the garden, but there's no water. If the fence is not complete, so the fence still now is not incomplete. There's a certain holes in the fence need to be repaired too. So there's no borehole, there's no water at the garden. The well in the garden, sometimes when there's start their vegetable garden, it got dry. So water is a challenge there. Thirdly is their storage. The village they don't have seed storage, and it's a big challenge for that. So the village they have seed storage. Their storage they have before, it has been during the rainy season, the windstorm have to remove everything, destroy it. So replant is a problem. Maybe if you go there, you see it, you view it, you see it, how this seed store, the village seed store is. It's really all demolished by the air. So presently the village, anything they want to keep, they have to keep it in their various compounds, or their various compounds, because some of them they are their own stores there, and which is not safe. When there's a fire break out, that means all feeding or all food stores will be destroyed. So also it's a big challenge for the villages. So and any other things. So I will just maybe stop here so that the alcalde will come in. The VDC chairman also is here, and the women leader also is here, and the old youth representatives are here. Also, they will say from their own what are their main challenges or what are their difficulties concerned about the areas I talked about. Thank you very much.
Sayyid Balde. Alhamdulillah.
His name is Sayyid Balde.
Mi weltima garal mo ngal ɗo no birta.
He is very happy coming here.
Gondi e caɗele so on ngari ɗo han taw miɗen belti e kulle ɗum.
They have difficulties when we came here. They are very happy about it.
Caɗele ɗe noon miɗen mankora ndiyam no beta.
The difficulty they have lack of water.
Miɗen mankora kadi laawol si yehi ha ndungu ari ɗo.
Road is a problem also. Road network is a problem.
A tawat
When we come in the rainy season to travel is a problem.
siko pawa ɗumen keeɓi yaltingol ɗum sar nde tawat ɗi wondi e tampere.
If you have a patient, a sick person, to take him to the hospital is a problem.
Te min ndemat paraji ndungu to faro maayo to.
During the rainy season, they cultivate rice at the main rice field there.
Awa hay ɗum si maaro ko ɓendi addugol amen maaro ko ha e yetto ɗo tawa ɗum ɗi tampini minen de.
He say during when they harvest their rice, to transport them to the home is a problem because of the road.
Ɗum fof ko wasde laawol ngol watta ɗum.
All those difficulties when that transporting their goods because of the road network is very bad.
Min pawi hen magasin amen.
Secondly, their village seed store
Magasin o yakkima.
is damaged completely.
Ko hen min moftanno piiji amen goɗɗi e ndemanteri ndi.
It is destroyed. Is where the whole seed store is destroyed. Is where they keep their agricultural products.
Te minen ga ala ko min jakori so wona gadinaji ɗi e ndemanteri amen ndi.
All their hope is lie on the gardening and farming.
Miɗen gamtani garden o kono ndiyam horima heɓade.
They are very active in gardening, but water is a problem there.
Awa miɗen tori noon ñagade Allah min balle ɗum.
They are praying to God so that people help them.
Kala ɗo ballal heɓorta miɗen ñaagi wallede ɗi.
Anywhere help will come from, they need a help on those areas.
Awa ɓe jarama mi weltima garal mumen ngal.
He said thank you. They are very happy for your coming here.
Komin woni Dawda Mbalo, Sare Bouti, VDC chairman.
He says he's Dawda Mbalo, is the VDC chairman, Sare Bouti.
Garal Fofana en oɗo noon on mbaɗani inde makko nde introduce. Baji Fofana he baji e Honorable Keba Sallah onon gardi e Lamin Sabali minen belti he lawol moɗon.
Oh, the coming of Mr. Baji, the CDA Fofana and the Councillor Keba Sallah and Lamin Sabali, they are very happy for coming here.
Minen mbiya on bisimilla ɗo Sare ɗo.
They are saying you are welcome in this village.
Kono noon onon tawri minen ɗo caɗele mawɗe dal.
We meet them with difficulties here.
Sabu kulle ndiyam ko tampere amen abete wona seeɗa.
Water is their challenges here.
Ko alulay to men keɓirta ndiyam because ko toon tankiji ɗi ngoni.
They are having water. Their neighboring village called Alulai, where the tanks are.
Allah waɗi noon men mbaɗi feere ha men pooɗi ɗumanin hono yite pipe ji ha yettiga Sare ga.
In the help of God, they're able to bring one pipe inside the village.
Allah waɗi ko pompeji ɗiɗi gonɗo he nder Sare he because baɗɗo tati o on kala ko minen mbaɗi tray ha men coodi pipe ji men mbaɗi toon dal.
Thank God they have 3 head tap in the village here. The third one, they are the people who bought those pipes and make it 3 head tap in the village.
Joni noon minen ñaagui kala ɗo men mbawirta heɓirde ballal minen ñaagui wallede he magasin amen o lawlani he garden amen o kulle ndiyam rewɓe ɓe ɗinin ɗo
They are asking for help anywhere they can have a help about their garden, water, and their village store.
Because garden oɗo wonɗo sangallo ngo moƴƴani ndiyam ala toon.
The present the garden condition is the fence is not good. There's no water.
Magazine o kadi ko the same.
The seed store also the same is all destroyed.
On non ko minen ponno ɗum wattude kono dole ɗe dal men ngala dole muɗum.
There are the people supposed to repair it, but the power they don't have the resources to repair it.
Because si on pewnanama hunde si yakkima han onon tigi poti wattu kono dole ɗe mankida.
When you are giving something, when they make something for you people, when it's damaged, so you people should repair it. But the resources is their challenges here.
Garden o kala e hoore muɗum minen toon ñaagui ballal, minen ñaagui wallede toon dal sabu ala ko lawli toon te rewɓe ɓe ko ɗum si ɗum toon ɗi lawli hen hay yagol school sukaɓe a tawata ɗi yombani minen because minen min guittata dépense ko rewɓe ɓe guittam.
When the garden, they are helping their vegetable garden, even fish money is very easy for them because the women they are hard working. They go to the garden, produce vegetable, they sell it. Even the children's school fees is very easy for them. So the women it's easy to pay their children's school fees. Also we help them too.
Joni hakkude ɗo he kallu o men ngala lawol kadi dal.
They are distant from their village to the highway. They don't have good road.
Si ndungu heɓi foti ɗo han ko caɗele men gondata ha ndungu ngu simta dal.
During rainy season, transport is always difficult until end of rainy season.
Minen hakkude ɗo he kallu o ko kilometre sappo yonta kono si ndungu toɓi ɗo han men komin tarotoɓe rek si min ndewani Sare Babu fof ko fasde ɗum fayda tawi ko pawaɗo tawrima han fayda tuma mbo yettoto fasen walla Sare Babu an ta probléme heɓima dal.
They are between Sare Babu and the highway, their village and the highway is almost about 10 kilometers. During the rainy season, it's very difficult someone to travel on those roads to the highway. Even you have a sick person, it's a problem to travel that patient to the hospital.
Minen ñaagui dal wallede lawol si min keeɓi ɗum kala he tawtan ndiyam sabu si anani neɗɗo ko ndiyam ɗam keɓɗa si tawi woni a heɓani ndiyam joni ɗam fayda aɗa ɗon tan kono fayda dal ta aɗa wondi e probléme dal.
They are requesting to help in water because without water you cannot be survive, you cannot live. Without it, you cannot have good health. So they did water is very important for them, and the road is very important for plus the garden.
Si tawi Allah walli men dal men keeɓi lawol dal hen ndiyam taw men jetti Allah heɓete hayni no minen jetti Allah minen jetti on because o fofana he an Keba Sallah he baji o garɗo ɗo minen mbawide an fofana he Keba Sallah minen jetti Allah minen jetti on dal.
If they have what they request, they have them, they'll be very happy, and if they appreciate our coming here, especially the Baji and the CDA Fofana and myself, the councillor Keba Sallah, they are very happy.
Because to sengo Fofana ko Fofana andini minen ɗo ko heewi dal because ko golle makko ɗe boni jokki ɗum he tundu he wona Sare ɓuri tande kono boni abbi golle makko ɗe.
The CDA Fofana is a hard-working somebody. Is the one who saw them all the ways and they have to structure all the ways and the ways to handle their structures. Because so they are very happy about Fofana, his activities or his work.
Hewɓe goni ɗo communicate development ɗum huɓata ɗum woni ɗo wonti ɗo kono noon mbo yilorta he yimɓe ɓe ni heno mbo haaliranta yimɓe ɓe ni fayda yimɓe ɓe ɗi ganda he makko ko heewi wona is not Sare.
Many people have this position where Fofana is, but the way Fofana is operating, they are very happy on that. Every time he is coming to the village, asking their difficulties, their challenges, so they are really appreciate Fofana his work.
Okay, joni Bojang onon gari dal kono minen ñaagui kala no men ballirte no men balle because men tampi ɗi duuɓi fof men kaali men kalti kono dal ko tampere tan men golli dal.
Baji, you are the people
who wallede dal.
Baji, you are the people who lucky to come here. They are asking for help from you people because all these past years they are searching for a donation for help. They don't have it. They are really suffering from those certain areas they're talking about water.
Because si on dari Sare Babu all time ɗo si on dewti ɗon rewɓe ɓe fof nato gadi mumen to kono wona minen rewɓe fof ɗi jooɗi ɗo gadi o ko hay neɗɗo goto ala.
If you pass other villages, you see everybody is busy at their vegetable garden except their women. You see the garden, so there's nothing there. The fence is not good, there's no water, so the women they cannot cultivate there.
Joɗagol ɗumen ɗo tan ɓe gonan to garden ɗi waɗi caɗele he mumen abete wona seeɗa.
Sitting at the home like this without going to the garden, it's a big challenge for them. So they really want to participate or want to work at the garden.
Because minen kala ɗi wonani minen caɗele abete wona seeɗa.
And also it causes a lot of difficulty inside the village.
Sabu garden si a woni toon fayda ñamanteri maɗa moƴƴat sa kono si a heɓani hay hakoji a heɓani hay ñamanteri moƴƴude te ko garden tan wawtama okkude ñamanteri ndi gandanta ko an remani ɗum hoore maɗa ko an liggani ɗum hoore maɗa so ɗon ɗi minen towli ɗon wallede abete wona seeɗa.
He say garden is very important because eating vegetable garden give you good health. So really to have vegetable garden inside the village, that means to have a good health in the garden. So without good vegetable in the garden, that means you don't have a good, there will not be a proper health in the village. So they are appealing so they can have a good vegetable, so they can have a good health. Yes.
Okay, Johnny.
I would like to make it very clear. What he is talking about is like, if you look at this community, they are predominantly farmers, and basically what they do is this local farming, and they rely on the rainy season 100%. And we all know that when it comes to when it comes to the Gambia, we have almost 3 or 4 month rainy season period. So what the villagers normally do is after the rainy season, when the season like from November, December, January, February, they engage themselves into horticultural garden where they will grow series of vegetables. Again also that will contribute to the nutrition of the of the girl of their babies, of their children, and the adults themselves, because the body structures will be built, the children will not be malnourished, and the healthiness of the environment of the community, particularly the citizens, will also be enhanced. So this is what I wanted to add on it. As a community development assistant, it's part of our roles assisting these communities, these rural Gambian, helping them in project development, project proposal writing, seeking donations for them in order to address their felt needs. We know human ones are unlimited, but most importantly is the felt needs are more important than the rest of the needs. And if you are to conquer it, you have to start with the felt need, then you come to the rest of the needs that as follows. So I would like to, without wasting more time, I would like to give the chance to the women, particularly they engage more on the horticultural garden, and they can tell us more what they can have, even not at the health wise, paying their students school fees. Some are going to the madras, some are going to the dara, and some normally purchase bicycles for them because they ride 4 or 5 kilometers to go to the school. So these are some of the things that need to be clear to them. So I would like to give the chance to the women so that they can also say their parts.
Salmini on pour affaire garden amen on gad weed min dado balde salminta onin do affaire garden on.
Her name is Dado Balde.
Dado balde sare buti salminta on do.
He says his name is Dado Balde Sare Buti.
Dado balde sare buti salminta on do.
He's greeting everybody.
Affaire garden on min bawta on haldande fi garden.
He say about the garden, he cannot say it all.
On ferem bo lawlan.
The garden is completely damaged.
Garden on ala ndiyam.
The garden, there's no water. The well is not good. The wire is not good. The well, if you put their rope, so there's a road inside the well, so when you put the plant there, what you grow there is all destroyed because lack of water. Because their survival is based on the garden. If they don't cultivate the garden, that makes them they are not happy about it. The garden, they have a big stand for them here. It helped them, it helped the children, it helped the compound owners, it helped everybody. Even their families neighboring, they come and have also they have benefit from it. And when that garden stops, they are not working, also it's a challenge for them. They want people to help them on that. Secondly, there are women who give births. If a woman wants to deliver here, it's very difficult to reach him at the hospital. You don't see any bus, you don't see any motorbike, you don't see vehicle. There's no way, you must take him to the hospital because he's not to be delivered at home. So all those challenges, they have it here. That is, they have no roads to take them to transport. They don't have roads to transport. There's no way to go. All these are their challenges. The challenges they have, they cannot count it all. It's very wide. The challenges they have. Thank you very much. Our name is Kumbakande Sare Buti.
minen kala fi affaire garden
They are saying about their garden.
dal ko dombel haali ɗo ko
What this woman say
ko non wayi
is the right fact.
sabu o garden ina nafi minen
But you
nafoore
see, this garden benefit
ko
them very
haa
well.
ɗo tan haaɗi
They have never, they have not, they don't have an end.
sabu hanta o min liggino ɗum
Today, if they cultivate this garden,
tampere heewataano
there will not be too much difficulties in this village
sabu cukaale amen yahoɓe isukul
because there are children who go into schools.
hay ɓeyɗo tampata
They all they will not face those difficulties.
ɓe tiri o garden
This garden,
ta rewɓe hewɓe puɗɗi hen fagito
many women they start having income there.
wona be'en
They have start having goats,
wona baalel
sheep.
mballina kaale
They save money.
wattu haaju heɓima ha gimmoɗa mbaɗa
If they
haaju
have business, they use that money to do their activities. Social
kono ɗum
activities.
piw majji
All those things have stopped now.
yo rewti ɗon ɓeynoɓe ɓe
Secondly, the pregnant women.
minen ɗo kala mbo nanɗa wiye ɗo faro baltena ko faro mbalona ko faro jawona
Anybody you see, they call him Jawo Mbalo, Faro Mbalo.
koɗo laawol ɗo jibina ɗo laawol faro ɗo
That man, that person is delivered at the rice field here.
ko
The
ɗum
way
addi
going to rest.
ɗen inɗe
That's why they bring
kono
those
ɗen
names
mbala
for.
to dewtere
But they don't have those names in the village
awa
here.
minen min tampide
Because the pregnant women they deliver on the way going to the hospital around the rice field. So that's why
Kala
sometimes
ko
they name them after those names. Faro, yes.
kala ko min kalanoyta on hen
Anything they say here.
ta min mbiyani on min tampi
They don't say they are tired.
ta ala ko min kaali
They don't say anything.
yo rewti ɗon
Thirdly,
ndiyam
water
ɗum ko caɗele he amin
is a big challenge here.
sabu sare nde no foti ɗo ni piisi a laari ko robi gon tatoñ
If you see how big is the community, if you see they have only head taps here.
ɗin ala ɗo jata min
These three head taps is not giving them enough water,
awa mballe minen
and they need help on
taw
that
min tampi
because they have a shortage of water here.
Eyi.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Secondly, at night they don't have access of water at night because there's no water at night.
Wal-
Like the Englishman said, you have heard from the horse's mouth. I would just like to add some point on it and make some clarifications concerning about the water. The community itself, when it comes to Sarebuti, is almost 4 to 5,000 when it comes to the population, and there is no standard or operational borehole that is functioning in the community right now because they are sharing a cluster borehole with the neighboring community called Ahadulai. With the size of the population they have, only three heads of taps that is allocated for the community, and that's what they are using to have their waters. And also again, the water is available from morning till around 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, mostly from the morning up to 2 o'clock. But because the water has to run out, and it's a solar power rate borehole, and basically they depend on the sunlight to have to have water. And when the sun is going down, obviously the water has to go down. So some people has to wait till in the night times to go to the neighboring communities to share on their these local wells they are using to have some waters. But the potable water they are having is coming from Ahadullah. And again, point of correction, the community don't have their own borehole that is running and serving the community. Again, also the horticultural garden they have, it is not also having water. There is a well, but the well is not also in good order and good standard. That's why there are no more working there. But we will go to the garden and you guys can see it for yourself, and seeing is believing. We just need to hear from the community themselves. Then from there we can proceed to the garden and check some do some spot checking and some verification. Again, also the community, the distance between the community and Sarebuti and the main highway, that is the Trans-Gambia highway, is roughly to 11 to 10 kilometers. And there's a feeder road from Taban. There's a feeder road from Taifa to S-Babu, and that is almost around 4 kilometers. So the remaining 3.5 kilometers, there is no feeder road on it. So which means that moving out during the rainy season is always a problem. Yeah, specifically like the old man said, if someone had to give birth early, late in the night, is always a big challenge for them. They had to use these horse carts and donkey carts to solve their problems. And what they are looking for is like it's going to be in a form of like in the form of a community ambulance, not a standard one, but even these tricycles or a vehicle that can help them from their village to the main nearest health center, that is Brikamaba, because Bansang is almost 50 or 25 kilometers away from here. So these are the main challenges we have on the ground, and we will like you guys to hear from them, from the community themselves. That's why we have decided to come here today. Sarabuti, let me just do the introduction. Sarabuti is located once again in Sierra South, Lower Florida West, Kerawan Ward. Yeah, and it's part of my supervision. I am supervising 22 communities within Kerawan Ward as their community development assistant. I have my other colleagues on other end, but Kerawan Ward, that is under me, and that is my responsibility. That's why we are taking all these challenges to seek for support and donors that are willing to do help the rural Gambia. I would like to stop here so that we can make a site visit to the garden and do some verification. Thank you very much. Like I said, we will like to go and visit the farm and the horticultural garden for ourselves, so that we can see some of the things that they were able to achieve during their struggle time, and what they were able to do as a community, as their community participation, what they have able to do in cash or kind that is available at the farm right now. So we are trying to also go and visit the farm and see what is happening there, and what they have and what they don't have, and what is lacking, and what is the immediate needs for the community when it comes to Sarebote, Sierra South, Lower Flood West. And we are trying to make so and see it for ourselves. As Englishman said, seeing is believing. So right now, as you can see, the community, we are all moving, going to the horticultural farm to see it for ourselves, to know what is happening there, as it is very important to do gardening. We are just entering the horticultural garden. That's the main gate. As you can see, these are some of the improvised the community was able to do. As you can see, the main gate is not even in standard, and you can see some of the farms. The fence itself is rotting out. Yeah, they are all running out. This is roughly less than a hectare. Yeah, based on the size also is roughly it's less than a hectare. It is less than a hectare because the community was not able to produce or to provide enough fund to have a bigger farm because of their earning level, and due to some of the reasons, because they are basically farmers, they don't have money or enough money to support the farm. But this is what they were able to achieve for themselves. And you can see the fence. The pole are still standing, but the chicken wire is running out, and there is a need of renovation and rehabilitation of the horticultural farm. They have doing their best, and you can see all the place is very, very clean, and nothing is happening there. It's completely flat, and you can see it for yourself. This is the well, the local well they are using as their source of water. Yeah, and you can see the deepness of it. Almost, this is almost 20. Yeah, so this is it. This is the local well they are using for their horticultural farm, and all of them has to use the same hole to access water so that they can water their beds. But they have realized that there is The well also is the standard of the well is running out, and there is not enough water in the well to support the farm, and that's why they cannot. This year there is nothing happening here because the fence is not good, and again also there is no well, there is no water, or there is not enough water for farming. And again, if you imagine the labor and the labor intensive they are using, when it comes to the to have access the water, they have to pull it locally. Yeah, our local pool, that's what they use to access water. And as a man, for a boy or a strong man, a youth man like me, yeah, it will be easier. But for these local women, they cannot use this thing day and night. From there, they go back home doing the domestic work. Again, also in the evening, you expect them to come to the garden, pulling these waters for hours. Definitely, it's very hectic and not healthy for them. So that's why they have to stop and look for fun. That is, as the world is changing, people have to change with it. Yeah, because people are doing away with this pulling water from the well, watering. Now everyone want borehole with stand up, if not drip lines, but with stand ups that they can use and access water to water their beds. I think this is very, very important for you guys to see for yourself. This is the farm, and this is Saraputi. I am here with the community members and the councillor, the ward councillor by my side, so that we can all witness it and trying to make it real for everyone. Yeah, and that's the VDC chairman. VDC chairman.
Yes.
This the well you use?
Yes. Use, but it's not good.
Okay. So anen ko ga hebata diyam.
Ko gamen heɓata ndiyam cawle ɗe foɗi to nder kala
Okay.
a yolli cawgal tan a wawata yaltinde because ko goɗɗum lonkata mbo toon moƴƴani dal is not good.
Okay, what he's trying to say is there is a stone that is coming out from the soil, from the well. Even they put these bags to have water, pull it out, it's a big problem for them. So currently, that's why they had to stop.
Yeah.
And the water table is also going down, which means that the deepness also is going down. And like I said, it is very labor intensive, and that is why they had to do away with it, try to look for fun, and trying to join the newest world or the modern world, doing with the borehole system and having water to do their horticultural farming. Emma, that is the VDC secretary, the Village Development Committee secretary. What he is trying to say is if you look at, like I said, it's less than a hectare. But based on what they have and their capacity, this is what they can do for themselves. But what they want is, to expand it, at least let them have 2 hectares or 3 hectares of horticultural farm with a standard running borehole. And again, he's saying that the community is expanding, or the village is expanding, and the people also is increasing daily. Although people are dying, but the population also is getting higher and higher. So what he's trying to say is the population they have then, the time they were creating this garden, and the population they have now is far ahead, and it's quite a different thing. Yeah, then we can when you look at Sarabuti, they were less than around 3,000 when they were creating this farm. But right now they are going around 6,000 when it comes to the population. So the real thing is they want the size of the garden to be increased if there is a support. And also they need a borehole with small reservoirs that will be filling even day and night. You can have access to water. Yeah, so these are some of the things we want it to be very, very clear to the viewers. And seeing is believing. So that's why we have decided to come to the farm and do the inspection for ourselves. Yeah, so I think we can stop here. Till next time. Jarama. Ankara jar.
Ko baji,
Eh, baji. Once again, viewers, currently we are at S-Bambba. It's also in Kerwan Ward, Lower Fuladu District, CRR South. And it's also part of the communities I'm supervising as a community development assistant. As I told you before, I'm supervising 22 communities S-Bambba is one of it. So currently we are here with the Alcalo and some council of elders and some women representatives of the community. As you know, we are on the dry season. Most of them are engaging in some petty trading. So, but the Alcalo was able to gather few people so that they can speak on behalf of the community, as the village development committee members are here, plus the Alcalo. Okay, Alcalo, nanga tudu?
Line Gay.
Okay, the Alcalo name is Lime Gay. Okay, Alcalo, yen si sen deka bi fi, yen pas yen man ngeen defal sen bopu, because gis na nen walu ndox problème la fi. Waye gis na ne yeen am batay yeen nga def ay pexé pour am ndox.
Waaw sant yàlla ginnaaw bi ñu sant yàlla jublu ci yonent bi.
Ok.
Am nañ kontaan sax ci ñëw bi ngeen ñëw fii nam.
Ok.
Ñu ngi am nag ay teq-teq yu mag mooy ci wàllu ndox.
Ok.
parce que ñun fii bu nawet jotee.
Ok.
duñ dee naan ndox ku set.
Ok.
malaria daf ñee fees ci suñu xale yi ñun mag ñi sax dañ dee am malaria.
Ok.
te bokk na yeneen feebar yoo xam ne yooyu moom doy waar leen ci biir. te loolu yëpp ci ndox bi ci leen ko dee amee. loolu nag ngeen ñaan ci ndimbal. pour naka lañ mën a amee. ku ñu dimbale. ñu mën a am ndox bu set. nguur gi.
Okay. All right. Let me just try and translate what the Alcalo have just said. First of all, he would like to thank all of us for coming here. Especially all thanks belongs to Nice Gambia and the council also. So the Alcalo said he is very happy. The Alcalo and the villagers, they are very happy to receive us in their community, and they really welcome us to feel like home at home. So, but first of all, he said there are some challenges that they are encountering in this community here. Some of these challenges, it has to deal with water. Like I told you, when it comes to CRR, people having access to potable water is a big challenge when it comes to CRR. And these rural Gambians, they are also part of the country. But still now, most of these amenities, these social amenities are lacking when it comes to the rural Gambia. So he said water is the problem when it comes to the community, especially on the rainy season. Because on the rainy season, most waters intrude into these wells and into these taps, into these boreholes that are not well organized or well standardly drilled as a community borehole. So the community members normally have some sickness when it comes to the rainy season, like stomach problem, like diarrhea. Lack of potable water is one of the causes of diarrhea, and other challenges, especially the children. Alcalo nga ne?
ci wàllu ndox bi tey ci laa nekk rek.
Ok.
jafe-jafe bi nekk fii nam.
Ok.
ci jigéen ñoo gën a sonn sax ci góor ñi.
Ok.
parce que balaa ngaa dem ci faro bi il faut nga wut ndox.
dama la bëgg a laaj tuuti. danga ma ne woon da ngeen defoon ay feere ay jéego. pour ñu may leen 2 ba 3 boppi pompe.
waaw dox nañ ci loolu.
dox ngeen ci loolu.
am
Okay.
nañ.
All right. The Alcalo said, as far as this water problem is continue to persist in the community, it's been a while now. What they can do as a community, as far as they don't have the power to drill a standard borehole in their community, but their neighboring village, Brikamanding, has a project that is providing a community borehole for them. So what they do is they have to communicate to those guys so that they can also have at least 2 or 3 taps in their community. And they have not only, they also contribute financially to buy those pipes for the extension of the head control, so that the community also can have the potable water in their community. But that is only 2 or 3 heads. But that is not also sustainable for a community like S-Bambba, closing almost to 2,000 to 3,000 people living here. So that is also a challenge to them. All right. Okay. Jéego ñu ngeen def ba ngeen am ndox bale, because project bi du seen project. Project yi dëkk la.
waaw
waaye da ngeen waxtaan ak waa VDC gars yi ak alkaali bi ñu jàppale leen ngeen am 2 ba 3 bopp pompe. nee naa leen tamit bopp pompe bi yéen la ko jëfeel seen bopp, yéen a ko kattalal seen bopp. ngeen dépense ko pour ngeen am 2 ñetti yooyu pour ngeen am si biir dëkk bi. xam nga loolu def ngeen ay pexe pour ngeen am loolu seen man-man moo tax ngeen am loolu. All we trying to emphasize is we trying to know and establish the achievements they made for themselves as a community, like community contribution, what they can do to have a borehole. As far as they don't have a standard borehole that is running in the community, they can only liaise with the neighboring village. As far as those people are benefiting from a solar powered borehole, that borehole will they can also have some 2 or 3 extensions of 2 head controls that they will use as a community. Okay.
waaw bi ñu ci defee jéego yi ba yàlla def na ñuy am loolu. mais loolu doyut dëkk bi.
ok
léegi man tam benn tey maa ngi dee ñaan ndimbal rek.
ok
pour ñu mën a amee ndimbal ci jigéen ñi.
ok
seen coono bi ëpp na lool sax.
As far as they are as a community, the head of the community, as the alcalo and the community members, make some steps and contribution based on from cash or kind to make sure they have 2 or 3 head controls in their community. Still now, that is not enough for the community because the community is expanding every day, and the number of population there is also increasing. So those 3 heads cannot serve the community.
te benn tey dëkk bi daf dee gën di yokku nekku ne dëkk bu ndaw dëkk bu mag la dafay gën di yokku rek. léegi li may yokku nit ñi amuñ ndox bu leen doy coono bu rëy la.
As I told you, the community is expanding according to the alcalo, but the amount of water they have, potable water they have for drinking and their domestic use is not enough for the community.
te yërmande dafa war a am si jigéen ñi dee dem ci foro yi di ñëw bëgg a root luñ toggee bëgg a root luñ sangoo bëgg a root pour béy naan loolu dafay jafe lool sax.
They, as a man in the community, they always sympathize the women that are living in the community because in the morning you wake up, you will want to go to the rice field, work there from 4 to 5 hours, then come back home, struggling to have water to feed for drinking, for the family, and again for the animals too. It's a big challenge to their women.
So loolu nag moom lañ dee ñaan ñu ne tam ndimbal koo xam ne que dañu mën a jàppale ba suñ jigéen ñi raw.
This is why they are also seeking for assistance, help in any way that can remedy the situation they are living in and also increase the living condition that the community is living in. All right.
ñaareel bi mooy pour fu ñu war a denc suñ bagage yi amuñu ko benn magasin leen fi am boobu dafay senn léegi senn bu métti sax report nañ ko waaye ba léegi amuñ ku ñu jàppale bëgg ne nag ku ñu si jàppale ndeg bagage yi dëkk bi foofu la ñuy dugg.
Okay, as I told you, S-Bambba is predominantly a Fana and a Fula community, and they basically depend on farming as their source of income or source of livelihood. So again also, after producing the products they have on the farm for more than 2 to 3 months with that intensive labor, storage facility is also a very big challenge to them because they encounter a lot of losses when it comes to their product that they produce from the farm, and storage facility is one of the reasons why those losses are occurring in the community. Yes.
ba dem na ba ci jigéen ñi sax amuñ sax fi ñuy def seen bagage yi suñ liggéey seen liggéey bi ba pare duñu am fuñ ko def nde magasin bi nam góor ñi buñ ci defee rek jigéen ñi duñu am fuñ def ni tam.
Again also, as far as the women are engaged in rice production, the small seed store they have here, only few households in the community can store their granules there, and even that all the community cannot store their granule in that seed store. So what they will do is maybe every compound will try and store 5 or 3 bags in that store so that every community member can have 2 or 3 bags in that seed store so that everyone can benefit. But that seeds also are basically kept there for their next year season. They will use those seeds to sow for the next rainy season. So which means the seed store they have is not enough. It's not enough for the men, talk less of the women, because they don't have where to keep their rice after cultivating them from the rice field.
ba tey magasin bi daf dee fees ba ci buntu bi sax doo am foo taxaw kon jigéen ñi ñoom fu ñu war a def amut.
He said the seed store they have is always full up after few families when they put their stuff in. So women, they cannot store their rice in that seed store. So seed store is a problem to them.
bëgg nañ ci ngeen ñaan itam ci ñi xam ne ñoo amee ndimbal ñu leen di ñaan pour ñu dimbale ñu ci boobu boor itam.
They are also looking for assistance. If anybody who can really help them to have a seed store, in their community. That will really be helpful to them, and keeping their products for next season, they can use it, and also keeping them for 2 to 3, 4 months where they can keep their product and also feed the family, keep the remaining seeds for their upcoming season.
Bente ñun ñaankat moom daa ñaan rek waaye luñ ba tey lu ñuy ñaan doyagut. Dégg wàllu courant yi bëgg nañ ku ñu si jàppale. ndek jigéen ñi xam ñoom itam pour di am seen bopp. waaw ci fànn bu nekk ci wàllu courant.
All right. He is also talking about, as I told you, in CRR, most of those communities are isolated. So during night time, the communities used to be very dark. Even moving around, visiting friends at night is always a challenge to them. So most of these communities, they have a similar problems when it comes to CRR. So they are also emphasizing if they can have electricity, like solar powered light, within the community, that will help and ease the movement during the night. That will really be supportive.
léegi benn tey
wax nga ma ne tamit yaa ngi amoon fi boxol buñ gas.
waaw boobu ci laa di ñëw noonu.
waaw seen pas-pas.
amoon nañ fi boxol.
waaw
buñ gas ba pare Mama Kane moo ñu ko jàppale woon. waaye moom itam dafa dem ba mu yàgg loxoom dugg ci sungub attanatul ko. léegi ñu ngeen ñaan pour ndimbal boxol boobu ñu yëkkati ko. ku ñu ko yëkkati maanaam de bagage ba mu doy. ñu mën ko use moo ñu gënal daal.
He's also emphasizing that based on as a community, they also have to knock the doors for help, and they have done so. So they have spoke to one of these philanthropists in the country that was who was able to drill a borehole for them, but he only drilled the borehole and leave it like that without installing the tanks, talk less of distributing the pumps, the taps in the community. So the borehole is just drilled and left like that since the day they have dug the borehole. So the borehole is there without no use. They are not benefiting from it because the tanks are not installed, the stanners are not installed, and the pumps also are not installed, talk less of the solar. So it's just a drill borehole that is left there, and they will really need help to make sure they make the best use of that borehole, because it's been dug and it's there like that. They are not benefiting from it, and they are still having challenges. But as I told you, as a community, they have to knock the doors of the people, these people that are philanthropists that can really help them. So one of them was able to drill a borehole for them, and the borehole was left there, but still now they are not benefiting from it, and this village is still encountering water problem. So they will like assistance or someone who can complete that drill borehole for them so that they can start utilizing it or benefiting from it.
Bon ba léegi mën nañ di ñaaramal.
Okay.
sant ma jox jigéen ñoom itam seen wàll.
Okay.
jox leen seen àq ñoom itam.
Okay. He said he would like to thank us, me as the CDA and the councillor and Nice Gambia, for providing this opportunity for them so that their voice can be heard by the communities. Now we would like one of the women also to come in and talk about their problems.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
Okay.
Maa ngi leen di nuyu.
Okay.
Di leen masaw ci naaju tàng ngeen ñëw fi.
Okay.
Am kontaan ci jotaay bi.
Okay.
Alkaali moom su ma xeboon ne dafa jeexal waxu jigéen ñi wax góor ñi yëpp.
Okay.
Daanaka.
All right. Her name is Madam Fantanjai, speaking on behalf of the women of S-Bambba. Once again, S-Bambba is located in Kerewan Ward, Lower Fuladu West, CRR South. Also, it's also part of the communities that I'm supervising, and the ward councillor is here with me, Mr. Keba Salah. All right. She said she welcomed us in their community, and she is thanking us, me as the CDA and the councillor and Nice Gambia, for providing this opportunity so that their voice can be heard by the whole world and know their problems. And Alcalo has spoken most of their problems, but she would like to add few words on it.
waaye ñu ne fas lu mu daw nga yokk yar mu gën a daw.
Okay.
Laayeen wax na yow waaye il faut ñu doole ci tuuti.
Okay.
ndax ñun jigéen S-Bambba de yàgg nañu sonn de.
Okay.
yàgg nañu sonn trop.
All right.
wax dëgg yàlla depuis nguuru Jawara ba nguuru Yaaya Jammeh ba nguuru Adama Barrow.
Okay.
ñun gisuñ benn ndimbal ci daanaka ñun waa S-Bambba.
Okay. Alkali. dëkk bi bu mu sañcee ba léegi ñaari at.
dëkk
kii bi nga ko sañ ci léegi ren nag juróom-benn fukki at ak juróom-benn.
juróom-benn fukki at ak juróom loolu naka la si English 60 65 years juróom-benn fukki juróom-benn nga wax de that is 60 juróom-benn moom 60 la nga ne juróom-benn at
ok 1948
1948
44
44 okay okay we are trying to know the little background of the community, the existence of the community. According to the Alcalo, the village was, this is a brief summary of the history. The village was established in 1944, almost more than 60, almost 70 something years right now. So since then, the women are here. There are a lot of challenges that they are encountering, from the first regime to the second regime, now on the third regime. Alhamdulillah, things are getting better, but we know that government cannot do all. That's why we are looking for ways to help this rural Gambian. Me, as the community development assistant, I have my means and ways, but what we can do as a profession, helping them, help connections, find connection for them, that can solve some of their problems. The counselor also is here, selected by them. He have to know their problems so that he can know how to help them. So that's why we don't leave him behind. He has to be here with us, any community we are. So the women said they have been suffering for a while, from the first regime to the third regime.
So may wone pomp bi len fi massa am pompe ki
okay. He said the only benefit they get from this the previous government is a local hand pump. That is from the previous government. There's a local hand pump. That's the only pump they have from the previous government. And that pump doesn't last long because they are always encountering breakdowns. So water is always a shortage in the community. And potable water is all what they need, and because that will promote their health conditions. Since their hand pump has a problem, they all depend on these open wells. That's where they used to fetch their waters for drinking waters, and that is not potable for human consumption according to her. But they have no ways and means. They have to depend on that. They will really appreciate to have assistance or someone who can help them with borehole in their community, because that is a need to them, and that will also help their health conditions. He said they have been, looking for horticultural garden for a while now, since the first regime, but they have not able to get a single garden, and they are really in need of a horticultural garden. Again, also, as I told you, they are farmers. After producing these schools, there's no milling machine for them to take them to pound for them. But what they can do is they will only use their manpower to pound these schools for them for family consumption. They will really appreciate if they can have a milling machine as the women, because like I said, on the labors, the women on the rural areas, the labors are very intensive on them, and some of them get older faster because it's not age, but because of the labor they are in, from the farm to the rice field. From the rice field, you have the domestic work. There is no time to rest, and again also struggling to have water in the community. This is our old challenges to the rural women of the Gambia. So these are some of the problems they are also encountering right now. And horticultural garden is part of one of the major problems. He said she also emphasized when it comes to the rice, nowadays this raining season farming, the yield of the crops are always getting down. They are always getting lower and lower, season by season. They will do their best to produce, but at the end what they will have will not sustain the family. But if there is a horticultural garden, that will serve as a supplementary when it comes to feeding of the family. That will really also help them. But from the rainy season, during the dry season, they can engage on doing some horticultural gardening, vegetable production, selling the products and having some money feeding their families. They say they are poor and they don't have anything. All what they know is work.
bëgg nañu liggéey waaye amuñ doole buñ liggéey.
But they would really like to improve the way they do their farming, but there is no materials and tools to do so.
bon ñu ngi sàkku ci nguur ñu jàppale ñu.
Then they are looking for help from the government, from the philanthropists, from individual donors, anybody who is willing to help them.
wàllu courant bu alkaali doon wax mu yokk ci tuuti.
He said he would also like to emphasize when it comes to the electricity for the village.
suñu amee lampi soleil yi comme que fekkee mën guñu am courant suñu amee lampi soleil mën nañu jàppale dëkk bi.
He said if they know that electricity to have them, it might take time, but it's on the way, but they don't know when it is coming. But what they would really like is if they can have this solar powered light that they can position and fix in the communities, the strategy points in the community, so that during the night time, movement can be easier for the children and the adults in the community, because the village used to be very dark during the night time. That is one of their major problems, and moving around in the night in the community is very risky, because during rainy season all the grasses are out and snakes are always roaming around. So when there is electric light, this will chase some of these animals away, because when the place is brighter, they will not like to move around, because they will be seen by this human being, the community members, and they can easily kill them. So when the community there is light, all these small animals will run away to the bush, and the community will be free, and it can be movable during both day and night time. He said they can't say all, but these are the most priority, and these are the most felt needs of the community. There is a borehole in the community, like I said. It's already been dug by one of the philanthropists, but to install the water tank and head controls in the community is not been done. So the borehole has been there for years, and they are not benefiting from it. So they will really like to use the borehole as a water drinking point. That will also help them to have better good health, and also a better life for the community. Like I said, potable water is very important. It's very, very important. Having a potable drinking water in a community is very, very important, because it's one of the key for health. A human being cannot do nothing without water. Water is for sanity, water is for everything. We use water almost in our daily life, in most of the activities, we need water. As a Muslim itself, you need a water, even without a Muslim, but to clean yourself, you need water to do so. And also health-wise, most of people are complaining about diarrhea, stomach problem. It all comes from these wells, because they are open. Anything can go in, anything can come out. So these are part of the challenges and the importance of having a potable water. And if there is a potable water, these are some of the problems. They will do away with it. It will be a history in the community. All right, Alkali, no simunatek, you got that right? He is thanking us once again, thanking us for coming here. Me and the councilor and Nice Gambia for providing this opportunity so that the whole world can hear what they say. Thanking us and gratitude for coming here. Okay. She said she is very happy for us coming here. We might be small here, but this is a very, very crucial meeting to them as a community. Very important to them, because this will help them, people, to know how they are living in their community and what are their challenges, what are some of the achievements they have made for themselves, and some of the needs that are still pending as a community, and they want them. If they cannot have everything they demanded, but water and horticultural garden, seed store, these are part of their main felt need as a community. It's the most important need, they want right now as a community. Thank you very much. Alkali, dinañ bëgga dem ci borehole bi buñ diril ñu gis ko ñu am fo vidéo bu ndaw ma laccé la fa laccé bu ndaw den ñu mëna continuer. Waaw ngeen balal ñu togaay bi yag na tuuti ki di bi demba mu fi ñu ngi won sare buuti bor balé waye tay tam yalla def ni agane fi dafa wara ñibi waye su démé inshallah dinañ ñu yoni benen partner koku dina ñew maybe bori alhamis yoy ñu gëna yaatal gëna hotal waxtaan bi waaw pour ñu mëna ubil bunta yi because xam nañ government du ko mëna def yépp waye man moy sen claque bi luma mun ak yoon yu ma wara laal pour indi len dara man tam loolu warugal la ci man wax na len ñetti at la fi wara am waye bara may joggé fi su nekké problème mi Kerewan Ward 100% man tam bëgg na gëné 50 bi ma bàyyi leen fa 15 mooy dëkk bu nekk am tuuti waaw loolu mooy suma yéene daal waaye yàlla baax na waaw mun nañoo jël ñaan ñu tasaaroo. On a brief summary, I'm just trying to emphasize it to them. Me as their community development worker, working for Department of Community Development. My title is a Community Development Assistant, CDA, responsible for Kerwan Ward. One of my job description is part of helping them how to develop project proposal, constructing videos, helping them developing project proposal, helping restructuring and formation of their village development committee, because we know that the village development committees serve as the government of every village. So they are responsible of facilitating all the development activities in the community. So our role as a community development worker, our role to make sure those committees are selected based on the Local Government Act 2002. And again also, when they are selected, we have to delegate responsibilities. They have to select their chairman, secretary, VDC, as the deputy chairman, auditors, you have the PROs, you have the organizers, you have the cashiers. These are the executives that are governing the VDCs. They are responsible of all the development activities to facilitate within the community. So our roles are to help them to establish the right VDC based on the Local Government Act 2002, and again, train them, coaching and mentoring based on their roles and responsibilities, helping them to facilitate and coordinate village development projects. So these are one of our responsibilities. I have the ward councillor here, and he's also the ward chairman. When, like I said, every ward has a double DC, that's the ward development committee, and they are headed by the councillor. We, as the CDAs, we are the technical guys, helping them, supervising to make sure things are done based on the law. So our responsibilities cannot be showcased if the needs of the rural Gambians are still not known or heard by people that can do or help to remedy this kind of situation. So that's why we are taking these opportunities. We know government cannot do everything, but me as a CDA, he as a ward development councillor for the Kerawan ward, we take this upon ourselves to knock doors and find ways to help this rural Gambian. Nice Gambia is doing a wonderful job when it comes to enlightening, developing, sensitizing the rural Gambians so that people can know what is happening at the rural Gambia. So we cannot also thank Nice Gambia for the wonderful job they are doing. What I can do is just say that let them just keep the hard work. One day their reward will be paid by God, and we the rural people, we cannot pay them, but what they are doing is only rewardable by God. So but what we can do is, as a community, as a Gambian, we have to try and help our rural Gambian. Me, I'm a CDA. I'm born and brought up in Combo, but I'm posted in CRR. Like I always said, the life I was in and the life I found here is quite different. The social amenities we were benefiting and still benefiting in Combos is not available in the rural countries. So that's why I take this upon myself. Accepting the job as a community development assistant is one of the pride, and it's a passion to me to serve as a CDA, because their problems are my problem. And as the Englishman said, who feels it knows it, but you can't know it until you stayed with them. So that's the reality. That's why we are trying to do our best, me and the councillor, to help these people any way we can. So thank you all once again, and Nice Gambia, gratitude for the wonderful job. Yeah, viewers, like I told you the time we were at the Alcalos compound, the community has made some effort to have a water in their community. So what they have done is to knock some of the doors of these philanthropists. One of them was able to assist them with a community borehole. This is a borehole dug by one of the philanthropists, and it looks like it's a 12 inches borehole, a very big one for that matter. So this is the Alcalo, and I would like him to say some of the things. Alcalo, be my borehole.
Be my borehole be. Pour Mama Kande be.
Mama Kande. Okay. Molen ko gasal.
Moñu ko gasal.
Okay. So
be legi ji na mom loxam mënu du continuer dal.
Okay.
Mu jox ñu yoon ne su ngeen gisee ku leen jimbale, ku leen jàppale.
Okay.
Na liggéey mu àgg.
All right. He said this borehole was dug by one of the political parties called Mama Kande, but since they dug this borehole, nothing happened after that, and the borehole is just like that. So right now they need a help that can also rehabilitate this borehole, install tanks for them, and distribute water within the community. The borehole is already around, so they just need to complete the job for them, and they really need an assistant. Okay.
ba tey nag loolu moom lañ dee ñaan ñu ne itam ndimbal koo xam ne ki dañu ko mën a jàppale muy ci fànn bu mën a doon rek ak compagnie bu mën a doon rek ñu ngi ñaan pour ñu ku ñu si jàppale ba ñu ekkati ko mu mën a dem normal.
They are looking for assistance. Anybody from the government, NGOs, philanthropists, anybody who can help them to complete this borehole for them, install tanks for them, distribute water points or head controls in the community. That will really be they will be really grateful to have that.
ñun daal loolu lañ ci soxlaa pour ñu jàppale rek.
Okay, jërëjëf.
Jërëjëf.
All what they can say. And Councillor, you can also say maybe 2 or 3 words can be them.
Okay.
Just try to say Nice Gambia. Thank Nice Gambia for sending their representative here to check what is happening in the rural Gambia. I'm very happy on that. I only want to ask them to let them keep on helping people, because in the rural Gambia we need help in certain areas, as you see in the video. So this ball was dug by one of the politicians who dug this ball here. But anything, you have said that anybody they see who can able to complete it, they can complete the ball, because there's no other effort than they can complete it now, because he's bankrupt. So we need people to help him, to help the villagers to complete this ball. So the reason we are here. So my ward really, I have many sources of boreholes, water, gardens, seed stores. They are my major problem in my ward here. Roads, good network, street light. So those are my major problem in my ward here. So if Nice Gambia could help me in those areas, I'd be very happy and very grateful for you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councillor. We are very grateful to have Nice Gambia with us, and we are really thanking them. All right. Okay. We are at Sinchan Seku. As I told you at the other episode, we are on the verge of trying to meet all the communities, the vulnerable communities that are in need of help. And like I told you, as a community development worker and a councillor, we cannot do everything because the government cannot do everything. So we have to improvise, look for ways and means just to help these local communities. I am from Combo, born and brought up in Parato, but the life condition I am brought up in, definitely. Since my arrival in CRR, I realized that we are in the same country, but our lifestyles are very, very different. And the amenities and the social benefits we are having, they are not having that. So as a community development worker, I choose the work basically just to try to do my best to help my Gambian people. Because as a citizen, every citizen should ask yourself, what can you do for your country? Not what your country can do for you. So that's why I decided to choose the job, to do my level best and look at all the means and improvise so that I can help the rural community I am serving. So today we are at Sinchan Seku. I am here with the VDC chairman. Unfortunately, the Alcalo is not around, but the representative of the Alcalo is around here. And you can also see the villagers. Most of them are out. So we have some questions that we want to ask him. And again, we have to engage them to hear from themselves, and they know their problems, and it's better we hear from them. We cannot state their problems for them. So, Mr. Itodima from? Okay, the VDC chairman name is Samba Balde. Samba, atole sato kono jang atole mu fere da nyadi lege pour ka make so joye so jang kanu kolong di jang ngala aliyo sin. Aliyo sin al symbol. All right. My first question is to him is because the community have no borehole, but what the community have done for themselves based on their own effort, they have decided to dig a well in the community. as far as they don't have the capacity to finance a borehole in the community, so they have decided to use the well as their drinking water. So nowadays people are doing away with that because people are preferring more borehole than drinking from well. But as a community, and a very small community, less than 1,000 people living in the community, they have to do what they have, and they have to work on what they have and start it what they have. So that's why they have to dig a well to drink from it. So ñing kolon fanan al gaming wol
ha kemi ñi kolon bar ñi kolon kemi ngala bari amman bitindango dol man bitindango soto dal.
Okay, the chairman said that this is the well they use to drink, to fetch water, and to use it for their domestic work. But you can see the wells are not covered. They are not covered well. So we mean that anything can go inside the well, and without knowing them in the morning, they can just get up and drink it from it.
Man bitindango soto. Yo ntol bi sulada jiwala bako. Sulada jiwala bako.
According to him, there is no cover on the well, and right now their main priority is they are in need of a community borehole where they can use it as a drinking water. For them also, they can have a potable water to drink. Ninsate walota wat yuma?
Ninsate, saying 30 years that for that.
Okay, and the community also is almost 30 years old, and since the establishment of the community, there is no community borehole for the village that they have received it from any other government or any other NGOs that are supporting the community, due to the reason is they are off the road and they are well neglected. Okay, all right.
Yo ñin jiwolu sula tala bake yana yo akumata mol bala moluka.
Okay.
Yara ko men jata kende
Okay.
jata kende ya mo jata kende da jiwolu bala.
Okay.
Kan ni yara re ko men man jata kende dal fa da man jiwo sot.
Okay.
Ila jata kende da sabata dal.
Okay. He is trying to emphasize more on the importance of having a potable water, because he said without a potable water, your health status will not be steady. You will always be sick, receiving stomach pain, all these bacteria happening in the stomach, infecting the body. These are all causes of lacking of drinking potable waters. Because of the reason is they are drinking from well, and sickness are coming too much to the community because the well are not covered. So he is emphasizing more on the importance of potable water. If they have potable water, that will really help the family, and will also boost the hygiene of the community, because they will live good and they will do away with all these bacterial and other stomach problems.
Katu ntolla ni sate ko. Sate jamal bijan kerwana ni komen kerwane.
Okay.
An ñin sabu sireng an ñin tayfa. Molu be dal fa daka ala bengul min dal.
Okay. According to him also, the community is, like I said, is off the road, but there are few big communities that are surrounding the community, and most of their animals, their herds, cows, goats, sheep, normally this is their drinking point, because they will come to their wells, use them, and feed or drink their, provide water for their animals, and they will all drink from it, and then later they go back to their various communities. And during that process, fetching water for their animals, so many things can happen, because animals will be surrounding the well, and the well is an open well, and this is a concern to them too.
Yo wadi dalu kala ñu wol narja mindiri wala wat dal. Yo mingu bengol pour ka mingu fengol wala bay ko yalla bakri.
Okay.
Dol la bayengol ari wala bengol.
Okay.
Jiw ko dal fantan sola da jiw ko la baki am.
Okay, what he is also
okay,
what he is trying to emphasize more is, after the surrounding villages, when they bring their herbs, cows and goats to drink, and again also they also have animals with them. Their domestic animals are here, and their herbs and cows and goats and sheep, they all use the same well to drink. But after that, the water level will go down, because lots of animals are benefiting from the well, and again plus the human beings that are also living in the community. So if they have a drilling borehole, a standard borehole that will be solar powered with solar, that will really help the community to have number one, to have a good health, and also boost the hygiene and the nutrition body building system they also expect to have will not be affected by these worms and germs. Okay. Ani mun ko de
yo katu yalla ni sato kolon sabale bi jam kolon saba le bijam
Okay.
wo kolon saba dolu kan ka kenna a jiwol kan aka fenkele aka ngakile dal hora
Ako jiyo?
aka jale ha kolon fulalema e kolon saba lema bari kilimo nyaka aka jale.
Okay. In the community
wo mo fenko wala ko balad.
Okay. Again, he said they have 3 wells in the community here, but only 2 is functioning. The other one is it already dry out because the water table is going down every day, according to him, and animals are benefiting from it. So it's a problem for them. All right. Alin sato ni manote me tiamira kilometer jollem.
Sato ni manote. Namira 2 mile abe 2 mile sort 1 mile. 1 mile. Wala man 1 mile. Akonde sarande. Min puntira taifa min puntira kerawan.
So
ngata ngol puto fialtide ngol burta yortide ngol taifa ngol
taifa ako how many kilometers
kerawane min punta silo man karaje kerawan
janin kerawan almost 3 kilometers
3 kilometers
all right okay wa kuntra ya choki kodi okay no problem again also we are just trying to understand the location of the community. Sinchanseku is located in Lower Fuladu West, Kerawan Ward, in CRR. And the community is also off the road. The distance between the community and the main Trans-Gambia highway is roughly to 3 to 4 kilometers, if you check it. So we are also trying to establish how many population they have in the community here, and according to we are trying to understand it's more than 500, but less than between 500 to 600 living in the community. But we also realize that the people that they were living in the community, most of them migrate because of this kind of problems. That's the water problem, and also lack of potable water. This one is part of it. Lack of horticultural garden is also part of it. Lack of it, because if you see why we are trying to establish that, and some of the problems they encounter during the dry season and the rainy season, especially when it comes to the pregnant women giving birth to their children, it's a big challenge to them, because if someone about to give birth and it happened to be in the night time, they have to look for mobility to take that guy to the health facility. Especially they have to struggle first to reach the highway. From the highway, they also have to try and struggle to look for vehicles that will take them from Kerawan, that's the nearest community, from Kerawan to Brikamaba Health Center. So these are also challenges that they are also facing when it comes to bad delivery because of the mobility. This is our next stop, a village called S-Babu. It's a predominantly Fana community, approximately of 7,000 population when it comes to the population, and we are still in Kerawan Ward, and S-Babu also is under Kerawan Ward, which is under my supervision. And I'm also here with the councillor, again from Sarebuti. Now we are in S-Babu. I would like him to introduce himself, then we give the chance to the alcalo of the community, that is the village head responsible of the affairs of the community. Then we can hear from him and know some of their felt needs and their urgent ones. Councillor. Assalamu alaikum. Once again, viewers, my name is Kebaki Salah, the councillor of Kerawan Ward. We are in S-Babu. We're almost about 15 to 20 kilometers away from the highway. So it's a village located on the south side of the Trans-Gambia Highway. So once again, we are here to discuss with some of their difficulties and the challenges they are facing in their community. So we are here with the alcalde of the village, or the head of the village. So thank you.
Alkali. Nanga tudo?
Sëriñ Babacar Si.
Sëriñ Babacar Si.
waaw.
Ok. Yow yaay alkali dëkk bi.
maa alkaale bi.
Fass dëkk bu yàgg la de.
yàgg na de am na téeméeri at ak ñeenti at léegi.
Ok. His name is Alhaji. Sa tur bi Alhaji.
Sëriñ Babacar Si.
Okay. Okay.
Alhaji Abdou Si moo ko sanc.
Alhaji Abdou Si moo sanc. Okay. Like I said, viewers, we are Fass Abdou, and this is the alcalde, Sëriñ Babacar Si. He is the alcalde of the community. Currently, we want to engage him in some questioning and try to know what are their achievements and their constraints that they are facing as a community. Alkali, nga ne dëkk bi yàgg na de.
dëkk bi.
Waaw.
maa la téeméeri at ak ñeenti at ren.
Based on
ñu ngi dugg ci juróomeel bi.
téeméer at ak ñaata?
ak juróomi at.
Juróom-ñett.
juróom.
Téeméer
5.
105.
waaw 105.
Okay. According to the alcalde, the community is an old one when it comes to the history, and it's almost 105 years old. That is Fass Abdou. As a alcalde, I get the information from him. We are just trying to have the little background of the community, and then we can go straight into the questionings. Okay. Nga téeméer at ak juróom.
waaw.
Okay. Waa dëkk bi ñooñ ci fan la leen di yëngatu pour jàppale seen bopp dund.
ci mbay.
Si mbay.
mbay rek.
Okay, I asked him what are some of the socio-economic engagements they do as a community to feed their family members. He said they engage in farming, and their main activity is farming. That's all what they know, and that's what they do to feed their families. Okay, su mooyee mbay. Yéen du ngeen di def dara.
njula xanaa jaayantu.
They also engage. I also asked him, apart from farming, whether there are some other activities they engage in themselves to feed their family members. And what the response is, some community members also engage in this petty trading, like buying and selling of goods from the local lumo, like Brikama, Ba, Jareng, and Kudang, and so on. ñooñ ban façon la leen di jaay. ban façon jaay leen di yëngatu. si jaay
léjum yi li ñuy lekk rek li ñuy lekk moom la gaa yi jaay ak bitik.
ak bitik.
waaw.
Okay. He said some of the community members are engaging in this corner shopping, and some of them are engaging in things like petty trading, buying vegetables from some in the neighboring country in Senegal, because it's a border village. Fass Abdou is not far from Senegal, less than 5 kilometers away from Senegal, so it's a border village. Some of them, because as far as there is no place to get these horticultural products, they normally travel to Senegal and buy them from Senegal and come and resell it in the Gambia. And doing that, they have to go to the lumos to have better prices. Okay. Sumoy lolu ak lan wat?
Garden lañ bëgg te amaguñ ko, garden bo baax lañ bëgg te amaguñ ko.
Okay. He said, I just wanted to ask him what are their needs, but he just come straight forward and answer the question that I'm trying to answer. Yeah. What he's saying is, he said they are in need of this horticultural garden, because if you see the women leaving the community, going all the way to Senegal to buy these horticultural products and come and resell it in the Gambia, is because they don't have any horticultural garden in their community or within the area they are staying. Okay.
bëgg nañu ku ñu dimbali ci mbay bi mbayu faro bi. dañuy bay maalo.
waaw
te amuñ tracteur.
ok.
bu ñu génnee fii dañ dugg ci maalo bi. moo war la saako yi nga nitaal ko yët leen.
saako maalo yi.
waaw
ñu nataal leen.
waaw
baax na. Okay, I also try to ask him, apart from farming, horticultural garden, what are the type of farming they engage themselves into? He said they also cultivate rice, and currently he have some that he have in the store. That was the last season cultivation. He have some at the store, and he would like us to go and see it and also feature it on the video. Okay, ak lan wat?
ak dugub.
dugub.
waaw
Okay.
suno
Suno.
waaw
So it's like during the rainy season is when they do the farming and then they store the
Yes.
seeds.
The good, and during the dry season they will be using it to feed their families. All right. Okay. He said among the main crops also they cultivate in their area or in the community is coos, and because it's a very rich crop, and in the Fana communities it's one of the best crops that they are good in cultivation. They do cultivate granules also, but coos is their main diet when it comes to the feeding their family, and it's more economical, and it can be reserved and served for long and packed in the stores for long period, and they can reuse it during the drying seasons.
Okay, so now let's say the foods that they have in there. So how long does it serve them?
Okay, mu ne suuf su ngeen jiw yu ngeen amee maalo yu ngeen denc nii dañ ko dee mën a daf leen dee mën a di yore waxtu bu sori su ngeen ko dencee balaa ngeen nawet ba nawet ngeen ko dee denc mu dundal leen ba nawet ndax du àggal nawet.
déglu bañ àgg fa rek
waaw
déglu boo ko gisee da nga xam
ok ba dañ bëgg a xam ne ndax daf du ngeen denc daf leen di àggale ba nawet. daf leen di
du ñu mën a àggal ba nawet
Okay, we like the question is we are trying to know whether the period the food they store on at the store, how many months can they serve them after the rainy season, but whether can be there up to the rainy season. But the Alcalo has just attested that the store, what they save on the store will not last less than 3-4 months period, because before the rainy season start, that will find all the stores are empty. So by then feeding is a big challenge and a problem. So if at all there's a horticultural garden in that period during the dry season, that can also be adding income to the family by cultivating, selling, and also using the products to feed their families rather than depending on the what they store at the store. All right. Like léegi dëkk bi ñaata boppi pompe moo nekk si biir dëkk bi fii.
ñaata
boppi pompe
ndoxi pompe benn moo fi nekk baaxut.
benn rek
moo fi nekk baaxut.
ok
dafa paan fan yi sax jagal guñ ko.
ok dafa paan. ok I also asked him whether there is a borehole and how many head taps did they have, these water points in the community, how many did they have in the community. He said they have only one, and currently it's not even working according to him.
He said that the borehole is not working all the time itself.
Alright, we are just trying to understand. Dañ bëgg a xam ne ndax borehole bi si boppam moo nekk di liggéey ndax boppi pompe ñoo yàqu.
bopp pompe bi rek moo yàqu mënatu de tar bi ndox kiñ koy bësee nii.
waaw
moo yàqu.
ok lu hand pompe bi.
waaw.
bu ñu ñëwee di def nii boobu ngeen yore.
waaw boobu la.
ok me I was asking about him. dama doon laajte ndax yéen a nga amee robinet yi nii amuleen robinet yi.
robinet amul. robinet bi nekk baaxul.
bu nekk fi baaxul. ok I also asked him about their current situation when it comes to water, but what he said is there's a borehole, but the heads, the stand taps, the heads are not working. They are all having a problem, and currently also the water they are having in the community, like the taste of it, they go nanga ne ndox bi neexut. te loolu nga fi waxoon.
waaw loolu kenn mënu koy naan.
ok loolu nga koy defee fóot la.
fóot rek ak sangu yu demee noonu waaw.
all right.
Why is it that nobody can drink? Is it that why the taste? Why the taste? For the taste.
ok mu ne lu tax nit yi mënuñ koy naan lu tax ndox bi neexut.
dafa neexut rek xam naa dañ jotul ca biir rek.
ok
loolu la yaakaar. ndax bii moo daa am ndox bu naqari.
We are trying to know why the taste of the water is not drinkable to human. But what he is saying is like the drilling, according to the villagers, they believe that the drilling did not reach at the water table. That's why the taste of the water is not testable for drinking. So, but currently they are using the water for their domestic use and taking bath and other stuff, washing basins and other stuff. But it's not drinkable. It's not potable for drinking. So right now, yan fa ngeen di naanee.
ci ndox mi ñuy root.
Ndox ban.
ndox bi teen yi.
ci teen yi.
waaw.
Okay, we are just trying to understand where are they having their drinking water from. According to the Alcalo, they are drinking from the wells they have in the community, because the water from the borehole is not drinkable, only for domestic use. Well, now they are using the wells. That water is better, but it's not also 100% potable for human consumption. But there is no way. These are the ones they have to depend on the well, as far as that's what they have right now.
So the well water, is it that they just fetch it and drink it, or they have to purify it first?
All right, mu ne lu muy laajte mooy su ngeen duyee ndox bi si teen bi da ngeen de jël malaan mi ngeen ngàcce ko ndax da ngeen koy def si ndaal bi rek
dañ koy def ci mbànd mi rek
da ko def si teen bi
def ci mbànd mi naan ay waaw
okay we are also trying to understand like the question is talking about Mr. Baji is talking about, like, is we want to know whether immediately fetching water from the well, they do some like try to purify it using some like basic nets to filter it, to avoid the dust and other nonsense to go inside of the drinking water. But what they are trying to say is immediately they fetch the water from the well, they just take it directly to home and put them in their jars for drinking. There's nothing like try to purify or try to filter it according to them. So which means it's not safe, it's not hygiene, but there's no way. As a rural Gambia, what they have to start with that. So they were lucky to have a borehole, and that borehole turned out to be the worst because the water is not drinkable because of the taste. And why? Because of the drilling did not reach at the water table as how it should be as a standard borehole. So we are trying to know. So seen doomi aadama yi nekk si biir dëkk bi fii yow foog nga ñaata nit moo nekk fii
ñaata la mat
ñaata nit moo fi nekk
man na junne juróomi téeméer de junne nit ak juróomi téeméer ndax man sama kër rek téeméeri nit moo fi nekk téeméeri nit ak lu tegal
ok junne
1005
Okay. All right. I just throw the question back to the Alcalo to help us to know the amount of the population number of the community, how many people are living in Fas Abdu. But according to the Alcalo, based on estimate, it's around 1,500 people living in Fas Abdu. It's a predominantly Fana community, but believing only on local farming, that they engage themselves to feed their families. Okay, Alkali. su moyee loolu yow la nga mën a yokka si seen bugga yi nga wax ñu ko.
yoon bi nañ ñuy dimbale. yoon bi dem Brikama.
yéen a diggante fan Boyram dam fan.
waaw. yoon bi jëm Brikama. yoon bi dem Boyram dem Brikama. waaw. mooy suñ teeru di.
yéen moo xeer bi dugg na ba si dëkk bi fii. xeer bi dugg na ba si dëkk bi.
di.
nga ne xeer bi dugg na ba si dëkk bi fii.
waaw dugg na ba si dëkk bi.
waaw léegi da nga bëgg a am tali bu ñuul.
mu am goudron. waaw.
ok.
ak lamp.
waaw. ok. All right. Well, according to the Alcalo, they have a feeder road, Councilor. That's a feeder road, not so. Yeah, but he's also demanding if there can be, a standard highway that will connect the community from Fas Abdu to Brikamaba. Yeah, if they can have these black tiles of I don't know how to call it. The standard road, not a feeder road, but they want to improve the condition of their feeder road to improve the condition, to have a better road that will connect the community from Fas Abdu to Brikamaba. Yeah, that is also something that the community is also in need of, because during the rainy season, movement is always a problem for them. Going to the lumos, to the health centers, access to the main highway is always a challenge to the community during the rainy season because the roads are not good. So these are also some of the challenges that the communities are facing that the community is facing. So again, also we would like to talk about jigéen yi si dëkk bi fii yéen su ngeen amee jolof pour dem si lopitaan ñu am doom
mooy si kisi di.
waaw lan ngeen de ban pexe ngeen de def ngeen àggal gaal.
sareet ak bu oto nekkee ñu oto. wala ñu ootee mbir kaama ñu di ko taxi yi.
ok I also asked him, try to know whether what are some of the challenges they have during childbirth. According to him, is mobility that they will use from like a vehicle or a community ambulance that they will use from the community to the main highway is also a challenge to them. And what they for them what they can use is to use their horse carts or donkey cart, or if you have something or if you have some money with you, you either call a taxi driver from Brikama who will have to drive all the way to Fast Abdul, collect the patient there and take him back to Brikamba. Then that is around 20 to 30 or 1 hour plus. That will take 1 hour plus to run that service. So in that period, so many things can happen. That's why some women give births on the highway, some on the vehicle, some on the rice fields, due to the lack of the mobility, access to the main highway. So these are some of the challenges I also asked him, and he raised. These are the answers. So sumoye lolu amulen fi benen tolof tolof.
Nañu dem be tracto.
Tracto.
Waaw.
Tracto pour lan.
Ñu dem bay maalo bi.
Bay maalo.
Nañ dem mo wan la maalo bi.
Wow, didn't them see Malawi.
Wow.
So I also asked him what are some of their needs again. He also requested a tractor if they can have a tractor, because that is also will make that will easier their work at the farm, at the rice field, because with a tractor you can plow a hectare less than 20 or 30 minutes. You can plow the whole hectare. So but with their horses and donkey it takes them hours to complete that. So with a tractor also, that will also ease their work when it comes to the farming side. He want to show us he want us to go and see the store where he stored the rice that he cultivated last season, and that's the rice the family is depending on till the next season. So but according to him, that will finish before the next season starts. So let us go and see the rice or the store and witness it for ourselves. I think we can do that now. Yes, muna nyo dem si stop. Muna nyo dem si stop.
Ñu dem. Ci maalo bi la.
All right, guys. We are at the store right now, trying to see the produce Alkali made last season. As you can see, the bag of rices. These are bag of rice cultivated by the Alcalo, and he have reserved them for the family consumption, and we are just trying to see it for ourselves and know what is really happening at the ground. So Alkali li moy rice malo yu nga liggéeyoon daaw.
Waaw li ma liggéeyoon daaw.
Okay, yi ngeen malo yi.
Waaw te def daan fees nii bi yëpp waaye ama tracto. Boo demee sàppo yi dañ lay wax waaye du nangoo dikk. Bu ndox bi bëree dootu tracto dootu mën a dugg.
Okay.
Waaye pala mbir nawet lañ bëgg tracto.
Okay. This is the store belonging to the Alcalo. According to him, some years back, this store normally used to be filled with bag of rice. But right now, as you can see, we have only a few of them, and him alone. He have a family of more than 100 people, because he have some children that are reciting Quran, and they are staying with him at his home. So as you can see, this is the bag of rice they are having. That's supposed to serve them from now till the next rainy season. And this is only for his family, and there are others that are also in the communities that are in need of such. But according to him, when he have a tractor, that will really help him to do more and to cultivate more, and it will also help the community at large, because anybody who want to plow his rice field will come to him, and then they can use the tractor to plow their rice field to ease the work for them. Like in the mechanized world, with mechanized farming, you can produce more rather than this local farming. So people are trying to do away with this local farming using these manual things. We are trying to be modernized, and the modernity should come from the urban area to the rural community. So we are the rural community, and this is the food stock that he have for the rest of the season. And according to him, this cannot feed 100 people till next 7 months. So it's a problem. So yow loo foog lan mooy wàññi doole boobu noonu, lan mooy tax ngeen am lu sakana.
Mooy am tracteur am engrais.
Tractor ak engrais.
Engrais.
I just asked him what are the needs, or what does he need to make sure he have a better yield when it comes to the rice field. According to him, tractor will do a lot, And again, also fertilizer also will contribute a lot when it comes to boost the yield of the crops that they're supposed to cultivate during the rice production season. And according to him, this is not really sufficient. This is not really sufficient for the family. But what he can do, this is what he can achieve for himself based on their manual labor they are using with their donkeys and horses. This is what they can do for themselves. An old man like him feeding 100 people is a big challenge to him. And again, as the head of the community, as the head of the village, there is a big responsibility on him, because some neighbors or some compounds will be shortage of food that need to come to him at night just to demand for assistance. So what he have, that's what he shares with them, and although it cannot satisfy him rather than to satisfy a family, but as a head of a village, you have to do some sacrifice. So this is what he's trying to do, and when he have more, he can feed others that are not able to do or cultivate during the right season or during the farming period. Yes, alkali jërëjëf sa man gaay gis nañ ko, sa def kaay tam gis nañ ko, ñu laa tentu, ñu laa jëy, ñu laa wax ne jërëjëf. Ñun tam ñu ngay ñaan ku ñu indi fii suñ paree incha allah dinañ ko wax moom tam mu dégg na sa fa léegi yow tam sa bëgg ak sa man ndimbalkat yi ñu ngay déglu ñu mun o ñu bëgg a def ñun dinañu ko wax. So we are trying to make the thing short. We are leaving the Alcalo store now, as you all can see. So as at now, we are trying to go back at home, and I think we have justified a lot, and we have made people to see, and seeing is believing. So once again, this is Fast Abdu, located at Lower Fladu West, Kerawan Ward. Yeah, this is the place where he normally teach the youngest or the children how to recite the Quran. As you can see, the Ramadan is fast approaching, and feeding is a big challenge to him when it comes to him. If you can see, you have more than 100 children. There's another one here, and there's another one there also. Together with him and his family, and together with the children that are reciting Quran, they are almost more than more than 100 people living in this compound. As the compound head, again, also responsibility for all the children that are staying with him. He have to feed them, not only giving them the knowledge, but he also have to feed them, so that an empty stomach cannot stand. And if you don't eat, you cannot store anything in your head. So based on this, he have to engage into farming, rice production, coos production, groundnut production, without a tractor or without a power tiller. But what he have to do is to use his donkeys and horses, trying to feed his family together with the students he's teaching how to recite Quran. Now we are trying to go to the visit the piglatry he created for the children that are reciting Quran. As having more than 100 people staying with you, feeding them is a big challenge. And again, also hosting them and giving them residence, lodging them is also a challenge. So it has to be sanity. They have to be staying in some places that are hygiene. And the main thing is he have to create this big piglatry for them. So we are going to the piglatry site and trying to see what he have did so far, and see what are the needs and what are the next steps that need to take on when it comes to the piglatry. The piglatry dug by the Alcalo for the students that are going to stay at the dormitory for their period of graduation. Some might spend 10, 4, 5 years before graduating. Depending on the time you finish the Quran, then that's the time you will be graduated. So this is a piglatry the Alcalo created. You just dug a sockaway for them, and you just need to build it and separate it maybe into 2 or 3. Then the students can start using it. All right. So we also want you guys to see it, because seeing is believing. As you can see, that's the dormitory there. So people cannot stay together without a toilet. So he have to create one for them, and this is predominantly done by him and by the students. No cash come from any fund, or there's no fund for him, and everything come out from his pocket. So this is something that he is doing for himself. Bidamberela.
Wow.
Okay, there is another one here also. Like I said, you cannot gather for more than 100 people together, and you want them to use only 2 or 3 toilets. It's not hygiene. So what he can do is he is doing what he can to make sure at least he have 4 or 5, 6 toilets that they can use as temporarily before he will continue to have another one for them. But like I said, phone is a big problem and it's a big challenge for him. Yeah, this one also can have another 3 toilets, so that will be 6 toilets for the students. Over 100 students are staying here. I'm working in together with the Alcalo. This is the new dormitory he created for the students. Like I said, the number of students are increasing daily. The number of students are increasing daily. So what he can do, and where they are staying, he cannot fit, and it's not hygiene to have more people together. Okay. Now we are trying to go inside the dormitory and where the students are staying. Okay.
Ana buntu bi fi.
Fi mo jàngee kay.
Ana caabi jëf ne ko mu jox la caabi jële. Dawal mësa caabi jël. Dawal. Ndax ñaar caabi la jox. Ana tamtir. Ne ko mu dikk waay ubbil ñu buntu bi.
Alkali fii fan la jàngale kaay bi la.
Waaw. Kaay seet ba xam.
Sama la maa koy wax. All right. Like I said, this hall serves as the classroom, as a classroom for them, where they will be all gathered around, reading and reciting their Quran. Yeah, and it's all fully funded and sponsored by the Alcalo himself. And you can see this is where the students will be gathered, having their lectures when it comes to the Quran. And from here, there are rooms that are also attached to the hall, where they will be staying. And like I said, you have also seen the toilet is also creating for them. So these are the rooms, and you can see some of our local, way of reciting Quran, using the wood, carving the wood and writing on it. This is what they use to recite the Quran. So these are the houses where they will be staying as residents. Wonderful. I think it's right. Okay. Voilà. Alkali. Jërëjëf.
Dina nga daw ñibbi.
Liggéey bi rafet na kontaan nañ.
Waaw kontaan nañ.
Kansulo. Let's commencer well naka la. Si la teddu.
Waaw.
Aga man moom xay sa nomba rek alkali Fass Abdou rek laa fa def. Man alkali dem bari trop so alkali ku nekk sa dëkk rek laa day def foofu.
Fass Abdou si.
Fass Abdou. Okay. Jërëjëf. Congratulations.
Kontaan naa.
For your achievement. So loo bëgg a wax.
Ñu ñaan rek.
Loo bëgg a wax loo si bëgg a teg rek ñu jël ko ñu def ko.
Bëgg naa ku ma dimbale ñu mbaar lii.
Waaw.
Ndax ku jàng fii ba pare. di ko noppalu fii.
Ok.
Boor bi jigéen laay doon boor bi góor.
Ok bi jigéen la.
Waaw.
Bi góor yi.
Waaw.
Ok. He also wants. These are some of the achievements he made for himself, but still some things are lacking according to him. He just said that he wants to have a big veranda here, like a form of a shade. When students have, recite their Quran inside, here can be used as a resting ground. He said this side of the dormitory is for the females. This other side of the dormitory is for the boys. So this is what he can do for himself. And like I said, feeding is a problem. And he have also just dug toilets for them, but there is no structure on top of them. So he's also demanding for help and any assistance when it comes to that. So, and you can see the house, only a mold with a corrugate, not even plastered yet. So there are a lot of things that are lacking here. So this is what he is demanding, any assistance for the sake of God. Loo bëgg a waxaat.
waaw loolu la.
jërëjëf.
bëgg naa it ku ma fi yót oustaz boo xam ne day jàngale tubaab.
day jàngale tubaab.
waaw.
Okay, he is also requesting if the
ndax léegi jamono bi moo toll ci ñu xam lépp ndax ñun mag ñi lañ daan lekk.
waaw
ak li ñuy naan.
waaw
ci ndox ci suuf la daan béye ko léegi nag li ngay lekk ak li ngay naan yëpp tubaab lañ koy bind.
ok
looy gis tubaab lañ koy bind.
ok
moo tax yëpp bëgg nañ ko fi.
all right, what he is trying to say is, for him personally, he have the capacity to build their knowledge when it comes to the Quran, but he is also requesting an English teacher that will be assisting the children to understand, to read and write, at least to understand the basic of English, to mix it with the Quran. That will be a real great achievement for him. So he have the capacity to give the knowledge of the Quran to them, but he is also requesting from the ministry anywhere who can provide an English teacher for him, either from the education or any individual who can volunteer to provide that for them, to have an educational teacher like an English teacher that will be helping the student to read and write. So that is also part of his demands, and he's really in need of an English teacher. He have the capacity to build their knowledge when it comes to Quran, but to mix it with English, that will make it more crucial to him, according to jërëjëf ba beneen yoon mun na ñoo ñaan ñu tasaare.
ñu jàng paate.
waaw bismillahi rahmaani Thank you, Councillor. I would also like to congratulate my Councillor as a community development assistant. Since my arrival at this Kerawan ward here, he's been very supportive, very companion, and very friendly. Because I'm a Mandinka and I'm good in English. I can try English very well. And again, also, I can speak a little bit of a Fula, and I'm also good in Wolof. But I am not good in Fula, like I said. My Fula is not perfect. So since my arrival, he's been with me, making all my VDC assessment, that is the Village Development Committee, their assessment and their restructuring and reformation, to help me to make sure I achieve all my goals. Because language barrier is always there. But with him on the ground, he makes a lot of things very, very easier for me. And I would like a lot of his fellow councillors, let them try and emulate him, because he is one of a kind. We are all doing this, but he is following me without no allowance, no nothing, putting his own money to buy fuel and follow me anywhere we go. Although government is providing fuel for me, that is $1,000 per month. But doing my work, I cannot share that with him, because he knows that my movements are more than his movement. So, but he's pulling his own money from his pocket to fund it and buy his own fuel to go with me. That really tells me that he have the courage and the will to help his ward. And we are also, as a CDA, my aim and objective is to develop the ward, but I cannot do it without the ward councillor. So together with him, with the WDC, that's the Ward Development Committee, that's the representative of all the community, the villages, they are members at the Ward Development Committee. He is the chairman of that. So he's really helping me, making the work easier for me, and I would really like to thank him. I cannot just conclude without acknowledging his presence. That's why I have to do this. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.